On the ninth day of Vlogmas, what does J make for me? We'll hang around and you'll see Mr. Christopher is here again. Mabel and Willow can be a pain, but it is Christmas time, let us play as we count down to Christmas Day.
Good morning, I'm Stacey J and this is my studio. Well, I looked at my clock and my watch, I should say, not my clock. I don't have a clock on my arm. Is that it's 2 minutes to lunchtime. So I only just made it in the morning. Today is Vlogmas day 9. For anyone that sat through the hour and 26 minutes of yesterday, you would have seen that I had a lovely guest in the house. I'm sorry, I'm still laughing at the whole event. Actually, I'm laughing at some of the comments that have been said. It was Mr. Christopher, and Mr. Christopher made some slouch pants for day 8. He wanted to get involved, which is awesome for him. My nerves a little bit rattled. No, just kidding. It was good. It was fun. It was entertaining, to say the very least. And of course, it was just after him and I had been on the roof of the carport. Well, I'd been up and down handing sheets of roofing to him. This morning I popped out. I went and had a coffee with a lovely lady I met via a Facebook page on Stylark. Her name's Elizabeth, but she goes by Fern, which is her middle name. So I just caught up with her. She's been at the Isle of Wight. I said White Island because how's White Island? She goes, Isle of Wight. So totally different places. So it's been had a lovely morning and had a cup of coffee with her. So now I'm on to coffee number 3. I don't drink more than 2 coffees a day, so I'm not 100% sure how today is going to go for all of you out there. What am I going to make today? Today I'm going to make something that isn't clothing. I am making a book bag. I found this in a book, and what it is I'm going to cover this book here. Now this is a book that I bought for making, or for when I do my sewing socials, information notes and things I want to put down there. And this is going to be covered with flamingos. So I've already cut out the pattern, and I'm just going to read out to you right now what the pattern requires in the way of fabric. Now this is totally dependent on your book that you have and what you want to cover. This person actually has it on a novel, or actually it's not a novel, it is I don't know, can't read that, but it doesn't look like a novel at all. It looks like it could be like a thing book. What do you call it when you know information about something? One of those books. Okay, so what you need is a piece of cotton fabric approximately 3 times the width of your book. Width, right? 3 times the width of your book when closed. And at least 2 inches higher, which is 5 centimeters. Right. So, and that's the same for your lining fabric. So you have 2 different fabrics. About 76 centimeters of coordinating bias. I'm going to sneeze 1 second. And I'm back. I've picked this bias because I can't be bothered making bias to go with it. I should. Actually, I wonder if I should make blue bias to go around the edging of it to tie it in with the inside. Oh, I'll come to that when I come to that, but you won't have to put up with that with me. But bias. Okay, 76 centimeters of bias, coordinating bias tape. It's obviously not coordinating at all, is it? It's totally different. 2 strips of ribbon for the handles. I have got 2 strips. I've got that to cut in half as 2 strips of ribbons for my handles. Okay, and a length of ribbon that's to hold. So that's for your bookmark. Okay, so 5 centimeters or longer. My book's quite long, so I've made that quite long. A curtain ring, which I don't have here right now, and buttons. I've got a lot of pink going on with this, so here's my buttons. Okay, they're just some buttons I had laying around in my little button container. If you saw the live of me doing my buttons, you know that I have a lot of buttons. Okay, so I got 4 of those. Okay, now they are, I'm just going to show you the front of the book bag. That's what it's meant to look like when it's finished. Okay, so there's a little bit of hand sewing to go on in there, And I will get my little loop, my little ring there. I have a little wooden one that I do macrame with, or macrame, depends on how you say it. And the book cover itself, it tucks into the, why you have it 3 times, it's because it goes into there and holds your cover. So I'm pretty excited about making this. I mean, you can make it as pretty or as functional as you want. Could you imagine it all in like a white brown glaze with ribbons and laces and all that? That would be a fantastic book cover for a young girl who writes in a journal, like my daughter, but she is, don't know where her journal is, and I don't think it's my place to go and find her journal, because last thing I'd want her to think I'm doing is reading her journal. So that's what we need for all this sort of stuff. I'll just go over it again. A piece of cotton fabric approximately 3 times the width of your book cover when closed, and at least 2 inches higher. About the same size with lining fabric. About 76 centimeters of coordinating bias tape. 2 strips of ribbon for the handles. 6 inches to 15 centimeters. 6 inches to 15 centimeters. 6 inches. 15 centimeters each length. A length of ribbon for the bookmark, 5 centimeters or longer, and then your page, and a small matching bow. I'll be cutting small ribbon and making a bow. A curtain ring, which I'm going to use, like I said, I've got some really funky little things that I put on my macrame. I keep saying I want to say macrame because I love the way that sounds. And buttons to embellish. Alrighty, righty. So I've cut all mine out. Go and get your stuff, go and sort it, and we will get together and we'll start with step 1. Start at the very beginning, the very good place to start. Right. First thing we're going to do is measure our book. I've done that. You guys are going to do that and measure the height of your book, adding the 5 centimeters to it. Cut your fabrics and pin and tack the lining to the fabric right sides out. That's because you're going to bias bind it. Okay, so you don't do right sides together. You basically pin it together how it's going to be seen. All right, so I guess that's when I'm going to sit here right now and think, Stacey, think, am I going to use bias binding of this Japanese cotton? I think I'm going to go and make some bias. I'll be back in about 5-10 minutes in my time and in yours. Okay, see you soon. Told you it'd be a split second for you. So I've made some bias. I've made the blue bias to go with my blue on the inside of my lining. The inside lining, not the inside of my lining. I made it at 2 inches, 5 centimeters in width, and I folded it down in the little machine. It actually took me about 10 minutes. So got a bit of it. I've got some leftovers because I keep making things that need bias this year. So the first thing we're meant to do is we are meant to, with the right sides out, we are to apply the bias to the shorter ends. Okay, just to the short ends here. Short end, short end. That's how we're going to stick it together first.
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. The fragrance of flowers in the air. It's great, the temperature is rising. Windows down while we are driving. The excitement of a new year is near. Blue skies.
The next job is to fold in these edges 10 centimeters. Okay, so what I normally do when I have to fold in something, and you would have seen me doing some of it along with my hemming, I actually go in double the amount, so I've got a fold line. So if we're going to fold in 10 centimeters, I fold to there. That seems like a long way, doesn't it? Oh, that's about, yep. So, because I'm an idiot, yes, I'm thinking out loud. There, 20 centimeters and 20 centimeters, which means I fold to there. Okay, and I'm just going to pin that there for a second, and I'm going to pin this here for a second. Okay, and this one here, we're going to go in 20 centimeters, go in 20 centimeters, and oops, I don't need to rule that, do I? Just need to line that up there and line that up there. Sorry, just making sure that I actually was recording. Okay, I'm going to pull that out and fold that back. Line that up on the bottom, down there, and line that up at the top. Okay, and then what we're going to do is we're going to go and press that down. So we want to press down our creases. I'm just going to make sure that the book opens up with it, sits inside it. Look at that. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to go and press these. I'll be back. So obviously what it's going to do is have the bias now sewn across the top. I don't know, so I'm just assuming, and obviously it wants these kept shut, so that's why you didn't put the bias on the bottom. Let's go to page of the book. I like the coloured one. Coloured's pretty. Yes, I did print it out twice. Okay, so the next step, the next step is for the bookmark. So we want to get our bookmark, and we want to, did I say it was meant to be so many centimeters longer than? So I think we want to tuck it into here, tuck it into there like that, and so it goes down. For the bookmark, thread the end of the ribbon through the curtain ring. I can do that later. And then glue the bow on top and cover stitches. Fold the entire piece in half and mark the center point with a pin. Then tack the bookmark. Okay, so that's what we're up to. I can add the ring to this later, as can you. So there's the center. Okay, and I'm going to, well, I don't need to mark that, but I'm going to mark that with my little white trusty erasable, heat erasable pen. Then I'm going to slide that into there, and it comes down there, which should be perfect. Should I stick a longer one in there? And an answer to that question was yes. So I put a longer one in there. I'm going to go and tack this into place, because I believe the next step is to refold the ends. No, didn't need to because I didn't unpin them. And add the remaining bias tape to the raw edges at the top and the bottom, or the top and the bottom. Okay, so I'm going to go and take that in, and then I'm going to get my bias and I'm going to sew that in. Come along.
This year, spend time with the family, hang in there. Merry, Merry Christmas to all.
Right, I have decided that I want to put a pocket for a pen or something here. See where I stuffed up my what's that stuff called? Binding. Oh well, it's okay. I'm okay with that. So what I want to do is I want to pin this here, and then I'm going to kind of wing it out. I know I should have done this to start with, but I did not, because I only thought of that. I'm going to go down with the edge stitching this pocket on. And then I'm going to go down the center so I can stick 2 pins down there. And actually, I should be able to stick a pen and a ruler down there, because that sometimes I like to rule my pages. It takes me back to school days. But so I'm going to have to open it up a bit like that to get my machine into it. This is nice canvas, this stuff. Now I did find that wrapping it around, the bias wrapping it around at the top was a lot neater than down there, so I will stitch over that to close that. Actually, I'll hand sew that because that will make me feel better about it. Now I'm going to go around that. Now I do have a little, I want to tuck that down a bit, tuck it down a bit. I should probably actually sew it. I'm not going to. Right, it's only a book cover, Stacey. It's not going to be worn out. It's not a garment. Right, so I'm going to go down each of those, and I have like a little itty bitty ruler. That's not my itty bitty ruler. Here it is. Here's my little ruler. So, oops, that's not even pinned to that. So the ruler, I'm going to go down here, and then I'm going to put a line here. So I'm just going to mark that with one of my trusty iron offs. So basically when I go down that line there, and that will then be able to slip my pen next to it, which is this pen. Believe in yourself. Queenie gave me that for my birthday. Right, so I'm going to go around this. I'm going to have to open it up and be a bit fussy around here, but I can do it. I'll manipulate the fabric. I won't let the fabric manipulate me. See you soon. Right, the next step is to mark your handles. I don't know if I like the handles or want to have the handles, but I'm going to do the handle. So I have marked 9.5 from the edges in on both sides, and I have gone from the top down to 9 centimeters down. Okay, so that is giving me an equal amount on this thing, the cover. Right, and then you sew the ribbon on securely by stitching in across. Fold the short pieces of the ribbon and place them at the ends of the handle. Sew the ribbon on securely by stitching in across. Fold the short pieces of the ribbon and place them at the ends of the handle and cover the stitches with buttons. So I think you sew here, sewing it on, then you fold that up, and then you pop your little button on top. I believe that is how I would do it by reading what it just said. So you have no tag at the end of that. So what I'm going to do, because inside obviously it has got the pockets there that we don't want to hinder, so you're just going to tack that on. I believe that's what I would that's what I'd say that it's doing. Then you sew the button on. Sorry about the dog, I'll turn it off now. So what I'm actually going to do is I've just marked each side of them. I'm going to do a cross in here. Okay, I'm going to lift that out so that I don't have it, and then I am going to, and I'm going to do the top in pink because that's what I want. I want it sort of so it's not seen. I am just trying to pop that up without popping that out. Hopefully I can mark that down the same distance. Yep. I'm going to pull that out and do that down there. Ow! Okay. And the same as this side, which is, yep, both have caught. I'm just going to gently see if I can maneuver this out. Okay, and this one, because at least a bit of hand sewing, and then of course I need to sew on the button. So I'll go over and I will pick some pink thread that I'm going to top stitch this in. We'll match this. Then I'm going to sew the buttons on, and I think that is, I've lost a button. Here it is. Then I want to really maneuver how I'm going to do this, because at the moment that's not doing it for me. Maybe I should have done what it told me to. Okay, so I'm going to go over to the machine and put some pink on and make my handles. Why do they not seem like they match? Oh, well. Oh, that does not match that side, does it? That is so much different in length. Oops, I wonder if it was meant to be this one. Oh, Oh, it was. Okay, so I'll just fix this up. I'm going to line that up there, do that there, do that there. And mark over here. That must have been the old bookmark one. Okay, I'll swap it out with this one and we'll go from there.
Here comes Santa riding his sleigh, preparing presents for Christmas Day. Make sure you're good, not bad, or come Christmas morning you'll be sad. Kids are excited down under at Christmas time. That's the good girls and boys. It's Christmas down under, sunshine and thunder, camping and joyful barbecues and a belly full.
Okie dokie. So here I've sewn on my buttons. Oh, I didn't hand stitch that. I'll do that another day. I have to go and pick up my little people soon. Well, my little big people, I should say. They're not little anymore. So the best way I found to put the book into the carrier is by angling it back up. So I'll just put that one in flat. I'll just try and put that one in flat. And I pulled up the spine. And hang on, let's just not rush this. Flip the pages, Stacey. Think, soldier. Right, pop them in. See, the buttons can't be seen because they're behind that. And then open it. Oh, where's our little bookmark? I've sewn that down so it can't undo. Okay, flip it over to page unos and put that there like that. Actually, I might take that out and unpick that. That's just a pen holder. Then I can put my little pen in here. And I'll trim that little bit off. Okay, and then of course my ruler, which I'll probably buy a little cute pink one or something, can sit in there, and then that does there, and I can carry it like that. That is how it works. So I mean, you can actually dedicate this to anyone. I don't know if you can see me because I have the camera facing the wrong way, so I'm going to stop it and turn it around. So you can actually theme this to however you want. You've got male, female, pretty, basic, flamingos. I mean, that's just really smartened up my little book. Now, I know that this book is the one that's going to have my stuff for my sewing socials. I actually, the lady I caught up with a drink today, a coffee, not a drink, because it's like early. She actually can't wait for next February, and she's got a neighbour that's going to come along to the sewing social as well, which is going to be fun. She did ask if it was something like, do we come along and you help us if we get stuck on something? I thought, actually no. I said, but I will be having those sorts of parties. Oh, that sounds bad, those sorts of parties. Having a WIP party, so work in progress, and if you get stuck on a pattern, pop along, and what we'll do is I can talk someone through, rather than having a lesson, because the lesson will be a little bit longer, harder, more concentrated, and I like to do that one-on-one, two-on-one sort of thing going on like that. That's what I prefer with a lesson. And have a big class and we all make something together. That's easy, sort of similar to what I did with Mr. Christopher yesterday. Now, if you did not see Mr. Christopher on his fine form making his slouch pants, please don't hesitate to go to day 8 and spend an hour and 26 minutes. Totally chapterized, because I couldn't do that to you guys and just torment you and make you watch the whole thing. Mind you, I have had a lot of people actually watch the whole thing, which apparently was in hysterics about. So this is my little book bag. I think if I was going to do it, I would make a book cover, but this is a book bag, so I can drop it. I can throw it around, and I don't really mean throw it around, so I can carry it like a little bag. So quite cool. And yeah, the other thing which would be really good is actually sewing on a tie that you could actually tie there, so it can become tied. I say the bestest things always. So it is now 2:33. I've got to go up and make myself some lunch. And yeah, so that's today's little thing. We're going to cover off now. Possibly here I might stick a picture of Mr. Christopher in day 8, wear. I took some photos of him. He said what I should do because he knew he knows I go over everything. Get to day 23 and there's going to be like 22 other things I'm going to show you, but he knows I go through them each day, and it's very hard to go through my grading one, but it also is he said I could run down every time I go duh! And you know, if I said yeah, he would. That's all I got to say about that. So at the minute I'm going to try and remember the book. I got this book bag out of because it was something I borrowed from the library. I might have it written down, but I don't think I do. It's a book bag. I can't remember the name of the book. It's not even on the pages. Why? I thought books were meant to have stuff on the pages. Anyway, that's the book bag. Pretty standard, really pretty standardized instructions. If I remember, and only if I remember, I will write down what you need. But I would have said it right at the beginning. Okay, so day 9 is my book bag with my flamazing flamingos on it. I don't know if you guys know, but I like flamingos. Don't know if you know, just in case you didn't. Right, day 8 was our slouch pants that Mr. Christopher has and loved wearing them last night. It's a bit warm today. It was 20 degrees at 10 o'clock in the morning, and that's weird considering yesterday I had the heater on, remember? I've got my little coaster, my wine stem coasters, and the little pouch they can sit in for Christmas Day. I have my short shorts, my sport shorts, my short sport shorts, which I do love, and I think Victoria is going to, I should hold them up better. There, that's in case you haven't seen them. So if you see any of these and you think, oh, I'd like to see that sew along, just drop to the day. So then I've got my toothbrush and toothpaste holder for trips and travels so that you don't get fluff all over your toothbrush. Then I have my my glasses pouch, so fit your glasses in there. This is a very basic one, a little bit different from last year's one. And I've got then I did a grading, so if you want to know how to grade, I've done a really easy how to grade with multi-patterns. I've got my flamazing eye mask for nighttime wear, and I've got my lovely pouch. So that from me is all I've got to say today. I've got to go and pick the children up in about 20 minutes, and they are with me for the next week. I wanted to go grocery shopping with them, but apparently they'll let me know when they're ready to go grocery shopping. So until then they can't moan that there's no food in the house. Yeah, so that's today's day 9. I hope you guys had a fantastic day 9. I know that my day 9 is kind of ahead of yours. How do I put this? I'll stack everything in this. How do I put that in there? I have to take the book out. I think I'll just keep that out anyway. I just love the idea that I made to do with the pen and the ruler, because I do like to rule lines. Did you guys rule lines? Do the whole double line under your heading, and if you had a Y or a P, you broke in the lines. That's I used to do that at school. I used to have more fun decorating my books than actually doing schoolwork. A scholar I was not. C'est la vie. Yep, so I can't pack that. Anyway, I want you to stay well, stay warm, stay dry. I'm just thinking about one of my things. Keep cool, keep on sewing, hydrate. I am still at 7 a.m. I best I hoover some hydration down and have no regrets. Maybe not finishing and catching up with my fluids. It's like, Stacey, it's like 2:37. It's like, I've got a lot of, I'll show you how much fluid I've got to drink. I can drink like that much. So naughty. Now I've only got to drink that much. No regrets. And save face this summer. Don't forget, snow does blow on your face and make you burn. Take care, everybody, and until tomorrow, which will be day 10. Do you know that it's only 15 days? It's only just over 2 weeks. Just over 2 weeks until Christmas. My daughter said it was 3 weeks till Christmas today. She's got to do her maths. It's not. It's not. It's not. It's a Wednesday. In 2 weeks. 2 weeks Wednesday. I'm going. Take care. See you tomorrow.
We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish